We are live from a shopping mall in Shanghai. This is one of the most high-end shopping malls in Shanghai. I call it high-end because it has dozens of luxury shops from watches, bags, jewelry, clothing, you name it. Well, today is Monday, so probably you are not seeing many shoppers around me, but I assure you they are back at the peak times. I was also here during the weekend to see how the luxury shops been welcoming Chinese consumers back. I'm here at a shopping mall on a Saturday and it's brimming with shoppers. Consumer flow is obviously picking up, especially since COVID restrictions were lifted. Over 10% of the stores here sell luxury products, and they are welcoming Chinese consumers back with their open arms.
How open? I decided to check out one of the stores. This brand has made an obvious recovery in recent months. Its general manager told me sales at its Shanghai stores jumped by double digits in the first quarter of this year.
We're already seeing a meaningful improvement on the store traffic at the beginning of 2023, especially for offline stores. We can see the continuous high consumption boost during Chinese New Year, Valentine's Day, and Women's Day.
Who are these consumers? A report from consulting firm PwC China shows almost half of the luxury consumers were born in the 1990s. And many people we saw at the luxury shops are indeed young people.
你今年有没有就是买奢侈品的预算？
有这个打算，然后所以也在这边逛了一下。
打算买什么呢？
因为之前买美妆比较多，然后现在步入社会了，可能就想往包啊、衣服这一类的都看一看。
其实都 OK， 不是特别严格，但是还是喜欢为主。哎，你有什么预算吗？没有，就是看到喜欢的就会考虑，然后会根据实际情况。
A year ago, shopping malls in Shanghai were having a very hard time due to COVID-19 pandemic. Many consumers, including me, rarely shop outside their homes. But it's clear that since the COVID restrictions were lifted, China's consumer spending has taken off in a meaningful way.
To understand the bigger picture, I also spoke to shopping mall managers. In March alone, retail sales at this shopping mall jumped by over 200% compared with a year ago.
The luxury brands are performing also very well. For example, during holidays, during peak times, in the afternoon, we do see sometimes that there are queues outside of the shops that will manage together with the brands to ensure good customer experience.
Well, let's look at some facts first. Well, China's luxury sales actually dropped in 2022. Consulting firm PwC says China's luxury sales dropped by some 15% in 2022, and being the company also recorded a decline of some 10%. Economic slowdown was the major reasons making the performance quite sluggish. But now, with travel restrictions lifted and now with consumers' confidence picking up, China's luxury sales have been recovering very steadily. And there's one other thing we need to look at too, that is online sales. Well, from this chart, as you can see, this chart provided by some consulting firms, starting from 2017, China's online luxury market has already showing an upward trend, and even in 2022, it's showing a jump from 2021. So to learn more about the online luxury market, I also visited some live streaming studios in Shanghai to find out more. It's about 8 p.m. While most people have left work by now, work here are just getting started. There are over 70 live streaming studios in this building, and as you can see, each studio is decorated with its unique way, with the brands prominent.
A bookshelf setting in the studio. Live streamer Chen is sitting on the couch to introduce a pen. Not a common pen. This pen could cost thousands of yuan. Unlike other live streams, which can be intense or fast-paced, Yu says she tries to stay calm and focused.
I will slow down when introducing the product. I'll also put on the gloves to touch the products to avoid leaving any fingerprints.
Yu works for a company that helps brands sell online. Of course, not all the studios here sell luxury products, but in recent years, more and more high-end brands have seen the benefits of live streaming. Winnie Wu, who is in charge of the company's business development, told me premium makeup, jewelry, and designer clothing sells relatively well online.
To be honest, because online you cannot experience the feel and touch of the products, so that's why I think luxury products with entry-level pricing will be more easier to attract consumers, to convert them.
And these entry-level luxury products are attracting more consumers in smaller cities. Wu said online luxury sales at Tier 3 and below cities were recording double-digit growth over the past year, faster than the figure in large cities.
Well, it seems too good to be true. But at the current moment, the types of products sold online is still quite limited. As you can see, makeup has the largest penetration rate, followed by leather, fashion and style, jewelry, and watches. And as you can see, the gap between makeup, which has the largest penetration rate, and the rest of the products is quite large. These relatively affordable items are attracting more consumers in lower tier cities where have no brick-and-mortar stores to buy. So there are still many questions yet to be answered. I spoke to Stephen Zhong, partner at PwC China, whose team has just released a report on China's luxury market. Take a look. Stephen, I visited shopping malls and live streaming studios. It's clear that luxury consumption is picking up. So a question was aroused. Why do Chinese people willing to purchase luxury items at the current moment? We know COVID-19 was hitting the economy very hard, and of course, people's income was affected too.
We understand that over 40% of the consumers' passion for the luxury brands is high net worth individuals. So their purchasing power is not that impacted much. But also, it's very surprisingly, from the China markets, over 46% of the consumers are post-90s. So it's a talk about the young generation, right? So
are you saying that the economy was not affecting the young generation very much?
To them, they are living communities where I think in the peers as well, they want to be, catching up all the trends. So they are not that very much in terms of economy really impact on the salary or income perspective. They really consider about that point. So we definitely see, especially the top brands like Hermes or LVMH, especially LV brands, Chanel, Hermes, they achieve quite significant growth, especially in the past year, but also in the first quarter of this year.
We were talking about these high-end luxury brands, Chanel, Hermes. But do you think these entry-level price products are attracting more consumers in lower tier cities to buy, or do you think the future growing potential will probably majorly come from these smaller cities?
The new middle class is growing. Pretty much is aligned with the development about this kind of new tier 1 cities, especially the purchasing power and so on and so forth. So to them, the living cost will be more competitive. Another thing is we see the actually more luxury brands, they also recognize the growth driver. It's a slightly, from the tier 1 city, traditional tier 1 cities to become the lower tier cities because it's huge population. And when they having the offline stores, they can certainly get a decent attraction, which I think consumption is really giving the brands the confidence level they can make it happen.
Well, luxury is not a simple topic here in China. High-end luxury, entry-level products, and online, offline, big cities, smaller cities. Well, Stephen told me China's luxury market is only to become more diversified in the future. But at the current moment, what we know is that China's luxury sales has seen a very strong recovery in the first quarter of this year, which shows Chinese consumers' confidence is picking up.